Ladies, so let's talk a little bit about self love because that is the foundation, our mindset about our bodies. And for a lot of us, we may be stuck in a really negative mindset, a really destructive mindset, and we may be focusing totally on what we are unhappy with and what we think is unbeautiful and what we think is not worthy of love in our bodies. And remember, what we focus on grows. And I really believe that when we can start truly loving and trusting our bodies, um, wild things happen. And I have this message that I want to give you guys. So just give me 1 second while I look it up. It says, I wrote this, but I think it's so powerful. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I just believe this is so strongly. Your body was made to grow life, give life, sustain it, and be in tune with your baby's needs. You can trust your body. It's not only beautiful, but it is strong, resilient, and wonderfully made. Isn't that awesome? A lot of us are stuck in really negative space about how we look. And I believe it so strongly that when we can start seeing ourselves in a way that is loving and powerful and really start focusing on all that we are capable of rather than how we're not fitting into our cultural demands of beauty, then we can really start seeing the change. Then we can really start building a healthy body image. And if it's really a struggle for you, I encourage you to take it down to a neutral statement. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so overweight, I want you to start saying, I have a body. I have a body and God made it. You're like, it's so simple, but I want you to start saying that. I have a body and I can give my child hugs. I have a body and it made life. I have a body. Okay, it seems so simple, you guys, but it's so important to take it to neutral. Something that you can believe about yourself and something that you can believe about your body and about its worth. And sometimes that just means taking it to neutral. You don't have to go in the mirror and say like, "Oh, I love my," like, it's good to get to that point, but if you're not there, don't judge yourself for it, okay? We're all about releasing judgment and building on small steps towards becoming a happy, healthy, confident you, which means learning what you need to build a loving relationship with yourself. Maybe you just need to stay at neutral for a while and accept where you're at. I really love you guys, so I want you to know that you are loved right now. And if you're struggling loving your body, borrow some of mine, okay? You deserve love. You are beautiful. You are so worthy of being healthy and strong and confident in your body. So our mindset is huge. And I want to talk a little bit about changes in our mindset as we are mothers. Our bodies go through huge changes, obviously, as we become mothers and as we bear children, give birth, nurse our children if you are nursing. Like, there's so much change that happens there. And for some moms, it becomes very empowering. And for me, that was definitely the case with my first. But then with my second, during my second pregnancy, I really had a time of grieving. And I want you guys to allow that grieving. I want you to see that um, that that going through that pregnancy stage, especially if you've done it before and you know how hard it is on your body, and you know how draining it can be, and you know what changes are coming, it's okay to grieve your body. It's okay to grieve the changes. It's okay to grieve what you're experiencing. And I think that's super powerful because sometimes we just stuff our emotions or we feel guilty that we're not super excited about being pregnant or not super excited about all of the changes coming. Like, okay, you're a human and you're allowed to have emotions and you're allowed to grieve that part of you. Our bodies are a huge part of us. And that's not to say that we're like fighting against ourselves or struggling that way, but I want you to know that it is okay to grieve your body. And I think that's huge, allowing ourselves to really feel the emotions because in our pregnancy we have so many changes going on. And I know with my second one, I gained a lot of weight. I had varicose veins in my hips, and it was just like things that were a struggle for me. And I was like, I was grieving those changes and grieving the loss of like a smoother thigh, even though like I had cellulite my whole life. Like just having a varicose vein was like how do I know what to do with that thing? So how do I look after that? Like there's changes and it's okay. Another thing that really was hard for me and still is hard for me is that I really struggle with incontinence. And a lot of messages out there say that, oh, it's just something you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. And it's like, no, I know there are different ways to take care of my body, and when I'm ready, I can go to physio, I can do different things. And I know I've built trust in my body, and I know that it is capable of really crazy and amazing things. So that is super, super important as well. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about trust now and building trust with your body because this is super important. Trusting your body and learning to trust your body and learning to trust your intuition in your body is so, so huge. I used to struggle a lot with thinking that eating healthy was eating less when I was a teenager. That's a message that you get a lot. Eating healthy means eating very little, which is such a lie. Okay, I also thought that being beautiful meant being super skinny, which was like a message that you got a lot in the 90s. And then being beautiful was, having a certain kind of clothes. And I got all of my clothes out of a black garbage bag for all of my childhood, pretty much. So then I was always feeling like I wasn't measuring up that way. And it's really important to start recognizing those things. Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent. But I was talking about trusting our body. And I had to learn to trust my body to do what it needed with the food that I needed. So when I was in my teens, I thought that eating healthy meant eating very little. And then after that, I got really sick and I had a lot of IBS symptoms and extreme diarrhea, major stomach cramps, that kind of thing. And my body wouldn't eat hardly anything. And so I really had to learn to trust my body and listen to it when it said, like, I can't eat that. 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 I can't eat this. And so I've really started to listen and trust my body. And I went to doctors, but nobody could really help me. And so I just was like, okay, well, this is what I got to do. I got to learn what my body can eat and what my body can't eat and learn to trust it. And so I lived a long time on eating the foods that I could eat. And that was basically bananas and peanut butter and cereal. Not really healthy options, you guys. And for a while, that's all I ate. And then slowly I was able to add more and more and more foods to my diet and heal my gut that way. But I had to learn, I just had to trust my body. And I think that's so huge. When I started with exercising, I got really curious about, hey, what would happen if I showed up every day and looked after my body? And I was totally blown away because I heard messages, oh, you can't be fit after you have a baby. You can't be strong. Like you can't lose the weight really fast, and you can't be really strong, and you can't have muscle tone, and like that's for young girls. And here I was over 30 having my first baby, and and I was just like, I wonder what I could do. I wonder if I really learned to love myself and trust that my body could do hard things, and trust that my body, if it could make life, it could probably lose a little weight, or it could probably gain some muscle, or it could probably, you know, whatever. So I did, and I got in the best shape of my life within 8 months of my first baby, and then I got pregnant with my second baby, and I was just blown away. And I put on quite a bit of weight with my second baby, even though I was still eating fairly healthy and exercising. That's just what your body needs sometimes. Like, don't beat yourself up if your body puts on weight. Like, maybe it just wants to weigh that. Maybe that's what it needs. Learn to trust your body, guys. And then I had my baby. I took time to rest and exercise. Still ate, trusting my body. I mean, that is an ongoing thing, learning to trust your body, especially when we get so many messages of good food, bad food. We talked about that last week, but like really dialing in and trusting my body and being confident that my body could do hard things, and that I had the skills to get back to where not get back, I hate that, to get to where my goals were, get strong again. And I knew that I could do that again. And so I had learned to love my body. I had learned the skills to be consistent in eating healthy and trusting my body. I learned the skills in consistently working out and trusting that process. I had learned to master my mindset. And like I said before, that's not like you never struggle or you never have a negative thought, but you can take those thoughts and be like, interesting, that's a lie. I'll go put that over there and think of something else. And then I knew, and I believed that I had the skills and that my body was capable of reaching my goals. And so I just said, I'm going to see what my body can do now after baby number 2. And I want you to know that you can do that too. You can trust your body. You can love your body right where you are, and you can trust your body that it is capable of using the nutrients that you give it to become more healthy. I want you to know that you are capable of learning habits that will make your body feel stronger, make your body feel more energetic, make you feel more confident in your body. And I want you to know that you can learn those skills. So many of us are told that like it's too hard, you won't be able to do it. You can't do it with kids. You can't do this, you can't do that. There's so many limiting messages, but I want you to start trusting yourself and start learning the skills. Let me know if that resonates with you, because I think that is so huge. We are never taught to trust ourselves, trust our bodies, trust what we are capable of. And I think that is a huge part of learning to love ourselves, is getting curious about, hey, what would happen if I did this? I bet my body could do amazing things. So I love you guys. I hope that helps. Bring it into the chat, bring it into the Facebook group, and let me know your thoughts and if you have any questions, okay?